really trying to connect more people. We estimate 13 to 15,000 more people in our region are going to get higher level new bus service for the same amount of cost, which is quite an initiative. As you know, I was with the mayor on Friday. We did some stuff in Virginia yesterday, and we're so excited to be here in Prince George's County in Maryland. There's 38 routes that run through Prince George's County. On Metro, we have at this station the P41, the P63, the P72, and the P73. So much opportunity for people to get around, to connect to jobs, healthcare, education. And as I just mentioned, the county executive, we're so excited to partner with her and her new administration on so many things, whether it's the Blue Line redevelopment. There's so many opportunities along there as well. Want to take this moment to recognize Team Metro. Peter, Allison behind me have been the leads, but literally thousands of people. We've been working on this for over 3 years, almost 45,000 public comments integrated to make this network better for everyone around the district, Prince George's, Montgomery, and our Northern Virginia partners. And all the men and women, many in the back here, that do the hard work every day of operating buses, maintaining buses, and our police department. I just can't say enough about Team Metro. Metro is the only large transit agency in the United States that now moves more people than we did before the pandemic. We have a 7-year low on crime in the system, and we have the highest customer satisfaction rating ever in the history of Metro, both on rail and on bus. That is because of the great work of the men and women here at Metro. The last thing I want to mention is just last week we got named as the top transit agency in the United States, and we're going to be receiving that award in September. And we couldn't do that without all of our partners and team that work 24/7, 365 to serve this amazing community. You know, every day on bus we move over 400,000 people, and we want to actually set a goal of moving even more with this great network. Next, I want to thank our fantastic partners at Prince George's County, Director Michael Johnson and Ola Shea, just the team. There we go, and lots of people in the back. Listen, we work with a lot of partners around the region. Metro's it's the Metro and the Commanders are the two things that connect this whole region together. And who knew that both things are doing pretty well now, huh? That's pretty good. But our partner in Prince George's has been fantastic. It takes an enormous amount of work to make these networks with all the changes going on. And I just want to thank them for the partnership, collaboration. Lastly, before I bring up the county executive, want to acknowledge this network is big, it's complex. There's inevitably going to be a couple tweaks we have to make. And we're here to learn. We want public feedback if something's not working right. And then we're going to make as many adjustments as quick as possible because we know we want to be a learning organization. And once in a while, inadvertently, we'll make a few mistakes along the way. We want to learn and grow from that. Next up now, I want to introduce, and super excited, right? This is actually the first time I had the opportunity to interact with the new county executive. And I just joke with her. I know she's going to be a great partner and she's going to make great decisions because just last week she stole one of our top staff members, and now her new police chief, Chief Nader. And so I know her judgment is really solid because he was one of my favorite members of our senior team, and he's going to be a great partner for us on public safety. So much public safety coordination between our bodies. So she's obviously been around Maryland, both politics but public service, doing a lot of good public service work for a long time. There's so many opportunities that Metro and Prince George's County and Maryland can work together on. So it's my honor to welcome your new county executive, Ms. Braveboy. So.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. And as we joked about it, I said, look, we're now sharing our Chief Nader, but we are super excited to be here today. I can tell you that I am absolutely committed to elevating Prince George's County. And elevating bus service in the county is key to ensuring that every single Prince Georgian has access to all of the beauty and opportunities here in our county. I can tell you that our seniors in particular are going to be super excited because the one complaint I would get when going around to our senior buildings is that they love Metro, but they want to see Metro more. They love the bus, but they want more routes on the bus. And so today marks a day where we can say we have delivered to the seniors and every resident here in Prince George's County a more reliable and accessible bus service. So today marks an exciting and transformative moment for Prince George's County and the thousands of residents who rely on public transportation every day. For years, we've heard your concerns. We've listened to your feedback, whether at community meetings, transit stops, online surveys, or in conversations with residents. And today, I'm proud to stand before you, along with Metro, to announce the Better Bus Network redesign. This effort is more than just a transportation project. It is a commitment to building a more connected, equitable, and accessible Prince George's County. Beginning today, Monday, June 30th, Prince George's County's redesigned bus network, known as the Better Bus Network redesign, will officially launch. This rollout is happening in coordination with WMATA, of course, which actually began on June 29th, their redesigned service. What does this mean? More reliable service, redesigned routes that will reduce wait times and improve on-time performance. New community serve. For the first time ever, the bus will serve Bowie, Fairwood, Adelphi, Friendly, and Fort Washington, connecting more residents to jobs, schools, and medical facilities like Bowie, Fairwood Medical Center, and Fort Washington Medical Center. Simplified route names. County bus routes will no longer follow a consistent naming system starting with the letter P for Prince George's, county bus routes will now follow a consistent naming system starting with the letter P for Prince George's County, making our network easier to navigate. And fare free service continues as part of our ongoing equity initiative. Rides on the bus, Call a Bus, and PGC Link will remain free. Helping reduce barriers to access for working families, seniors, students, and those in underserved communities. We will also improve our network bus shelter expansion program. In direct response to community feedback, we will expand bus shelter locations across the county, improving comfort, safety, and accessibility for riders. So look, this is a comprehensive plan to increase our transportation network and make it safer and easier for our residents to ride Metro as well as the counties, the bus. I again want to thank our amazing director, Michael Johnson, Deputy Director Ola Shea, and the entire team at the Department of Public Works and Transportation. I can tell you that last week we kicked off Project Elevate, which started with focusing on the beautification of our roads. We also want to extend that to our bus shelters so that when people are accessing accessing Metro buses as well as the counties, the bus, that they're doing so in a place that looks as beautiful as they do. And I am absolutely committed to ensuring that the aesthetics of Prince George's County meets the needs of the residents here. So I want to thank our partners at WMATA and thank you to the residents for voicing your concerns. Thank you.
By the way, beautiful new bus wrap coming through there, huh? Don't they look fantastic? So, happy to take any questions about our partnership with all the new bus service here in Prince George's County or Better Bus.
I know it's only been. Yeah, just talk it. Oh, okay, sorry.
There we go.
Yeah. I know that it's only been a day, a weekend, but what is the feedback? Are people, facing some confusion, and how long do you think that will take?
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. Listen, a network of this size across 3 states is inevitably there's going to be a few people that don't know exactly what's happening. One thing we've done, obviously, is just years, but ultimately the last 3 months specifically, an enormous amount of public outreach, community engagement, really targeting on people that may not get normal engagement, really active with seniors specifically, people that maybe not using their device as quickly to get information. Yesterday I was out with the team for most of the day. Most everyone I talked to actually had a pretty good sense of what was going on. We encourage people to go to WMATA.com, Better Bus. You can actually use the trip planner. It will show you all the different changes that are going on. Hit us up on all the various social channels. We're going to have some people, but the way it usually is if you use a bus, after you get the change once, you're probably going to be pretty good. It's the next big lift is going to be when school comes back in August, and then we're going to do a really major engagement with our school community.
Now, before even school, we have a big concert. Beyonce is coming out here to the stadium.
I heard that.
Could that be a test? Could that be a test? How are you going to handle that volume? What do you think you'll learn from that, and what should fans or people riding that day know?
Yeah, well, Beyonce, I think there will be probably some people take the bus, but overwhelmingly the majority of people going to Beyonce we think would take the rail system. So we are excited for Beyonce. The Queen Bee is doing her show on America's birthday. We also have the Nats game that day, so we expect July 4th to be a very, very busy day here at Metro. We are open until 2 a.m. now because Friday and Saturday we've extended hours, just started last week. Yeah. So that we expect to be good with. And while we haven't announced officially for Beyonce on the 7th, we will be open as late as necessary to get people home. So we got to see how late her show actually goes, but if needed, we'll stay open later to support the show on the 7th as well.
Can I ask the same question to Aisha? If you can tell me, how are you coordinating with Metro? What's the county doing? And also, with so many people in town, what are you doing to maybe take advantage of that? How are you capitalizing on that?
Yeah, well, we're really excited that Beyonce will be here. But every single day we have to ensure that residents can get around Prince George's County. So we are grateful for our visitors, but we also want to make sure that we prioritize those taxpayers here in Prince George's County to ensure that they know what the new routes look like. So we will be working on a messaging campaign to all of our senior buildings and facilities in particular, because they are overwhelmingly our users of the bus and Metro Access, also to the disability community who often needs the services from Metro Access to get around as well. So we'll be doing a huge messaging campaign directly to these riders, these users who we know exist. And then I'll call up Michael Johnson.
Good morning. So this is a very exciting day for Prince George's County DPWT, and we operate the bus. We've worked over the past several years very closely with WMATA to make this day a reality. And we're really excited with the connectivity of the routes. We really feel that we have a product that is superior to what we had before, and able to provide really, contiguous service for our residents. So if there are any questions, I can...
Questions? Any other questions from the media?
Yeah, the bus system or the schedulings and the routes haven't been tweaked in about 50 years or so, and obviously a lot has changed since then. A lot of development, different commuting trends. How is this new schedule, this new system going to be more in line with what people are doing today, and what are they going to notice when they start getting on the bus under the new routes?
Yeah, exactly. So listen, and normally a transit agency should kind of adjust its system every couple of years, right? Metro, like most agencies in the country, didn't really do that. And so we're really baselining the whole system over again. So a good example could be, we might have had a hospital in one location and that hospital now doesn't exist and it's a different type of development, or big multifamily housing that didn't exist now does, right? And I used the example the other day, while this is in DC, I think analogous, which is NOMA 20 years ago does not look like NOMA today. And so we need a pretty comprehensive adjustment across the entire region to create a new base. That's what this is about. People overwhelmingly want two things in a bus system. frequency, and reliability. And this is going to allow us to have more buses in the frequent network, and therefore more opportunity for people to get bus service at a higher level of quality, not just at peak hours, but people really need better service at night and on weekends too. I think a lot of people get office mindset, but forget, overwhelming majority of the community works in non-office environments all the time, and they need to get access to groceries, healthcare, and jobs, whether it's Saturday or 9 o'clock at night. And so that's what this is about, balancing the network so more people have access to opportunity.
And then just a quick follow-up. We've seen a lot of your folks out here today talking to riders, explaining, because not everybody necessarily got the news, but a lot of them did, actually. How long will your team, how long will your folks be out kind of talking to people, handing out those flyers, and kind of easing this transition?
Yeah, so we have staff out every day, 365. You see behind us a whole bunch of our great road supervisors that are out. We have ambassadors at big stations where there's rail and bus together. We have more staff there as well. What we decided to do is kind of really flood the network. Last week, this weekend we had a lot of staff out, and then all this week we'll have people out. And what I'm really proud of is this has been an all-agency effort. So like yesterday I stopped at a place, we had people from accounting and human capital out. So everyone in Metro, all senior management, everyone has been out. We look at Better Bus here as the equivalent of open, new rail line or something. It is a very significant thing to reset this whole network, and we want to really make sure we're out communicating with the public. Thank you.
Any final questions? Let's get them first.
Just real quickly, what is the best way for people to learn these new bus routes and to see where they need to go?
Yeah, best way is to go to WMATA.com, and then you'll see a header that says Better Bus, and you could use the WMATA Trip Planner. You could also use the Apple or Google phone Trip Planner. You could also call us at our Metro number if you need that. You could hit us up on all of our social channels, and and then maybe I can hand it to you all to talk about the bus, the best way to get that information.
Yeah, so it's similar. So PGC Transit is, again, if you go there, you'll get all the information needed on the new routes and the crosswalk between the old and new.
I know that this is a big overhaul, but how often do you go back and look at some of these routes where you need to make adjustment, perhaps after this? Some riders feel that they're waiting too long or they have some issues. What is that process like?
Yeah, we're going to be taking a lot of feedback throughout this process, but we'll be analyzing the data tightly. So we need, 1 day is not really a data set, obviously. We need to get through probably this rest of this week. There's a lot of special events, holiday. That's not going to be, quite frankly, it's why we want to do this. We want to do it after school, end it for the year. And we wanted to do it in if you will, the quietest time for bus operations. And so that allows us to get all of our staff trained, all the feedback. So we do picks twice a year, June and December. The reality is if we have significant changes, they would go into place could go into place in December. What we've really noticed, though, is people want more frequency and more reliability. And what we're working on Metro is to be as budget efficient as possible so we can take back to the board for consideration to add even more service in next year's budget. So the way to do that, every day we can save $1. We could try to put that $1 into better bus service for this region. Okay, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Want to do some picks? You know what it is? This side is 10 degrees warmer than this side.
All right, we're going to get a countdown. I think, Jonathan, are you center? Okay, if you all will look here, and then we'll go down.
also gonna get Randy. Oh yeah, perfect. Hello, I'm Jacqueline. Jacqueline Quinn, WSA9.
Okay.
Yep. Just two questions. Yeah, two questions. First of all, what this means for PG County, the economic opportunity for all those small businesses. Then I just want to get a separate question about Beyonce, just what you said, because we're going to run it on Friday.
Okay.
So, when he's ready. Okay. Well, first off, this is going to have more connections. Tell me about how that's going to make a difference economically and for the community.
It's going to make a huge difference economically because now people will be able to access jobs and real opportunities a lot easier. Also for our residents, for our seniors in particular, and those with disabilities, adding additional routes will allow them to get around our county a little bit easier because they have to do things like shopping, go into appointments, things like that. And it is very difficult to access, transportation, and now it's going to be a lot easier. So we're really excited about that.
We're still working on trying to get it more frequent, even so. And then the next question is about Beyonce. Look, this is a big deal. It's at the stadium here. How do you kind of help small businesses also take part of that? And, what about just the economic opportunity as we get more concerts like this?
Yeah, that's a huge economic impact to us, being able to bring acts like Beyonce to our stadium. And so what that means is that those businesses that serve in that area really will have an opportunity to get more customers coming in. And so having a better bus network will allow those customers to move about the Blue Line corridor or other places in Prince George's County a lot easier.
You think she's going to remember this particular stadium?
She will absolutely know and remember her experience at this stadium because it will be the best concert of the tour.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to grab some other people too. Okay. Oh, here's Randy. Do you want to just turn around and I'll call Randy too? Okay.
Come this way.
Yeah, he's right here. He's right here. Do you want to stand in the sun or do you want to be right here?
Sure.
You don't have to be in the sun, but I mean the
I
lighting.
am not staying in the sun.
Yeah,
anymore.
okay.
Oh my God, that was
It was hot? This
way
way?
more than I expected, to be perfectly honest. So. And with the mic a little bit closer.
A little bit closer. Down. Okay, and closer. Can you talk to me about, again, the feedback of people? I know it's been just one weekend day, but you knew going into this is a huge adjustment, P73 instead of C21. Did people say they were going to be confused and you kind of allotted time for that?
Yeah, I mean, something this big, and we move 400 plus thousand, plus all the hundreds of thousands of people that kind of maybe see the system or a relative or, a family member use the system. So we've been out in force. We've been doing an enormous amount of between media events or social media. We've been going to senior centers and other places of that. We are trying to connect with everyone in the region, but inevitably something this big, there's going to be some people that say, I didn't know what you were doing. That's why we have so many staff members out on the system as well. So we're looking for feedback. There's inevitably on something this big, we probably drop a few balls. The idea is to make those balls really small and then fix them as fast as we can. So the more people let us know if something didn't work right, the faster we can make adjustments.
Okay, and I guess in the one day, did you get any stats? Anything you can share with us?
No, nothing. For day one overall went pretty well though. I was out in the field yesterday. We have a full emergency operations center activated for this as well. All hands on deck approach, including again today. So right now it's actually gone pretty well. We've had a couple little things here and there, but nothing of major consequence, and that's actually a good sign that all this planning, years of work, have been pretty well done. But let's get through the rest of the day in the next couple weeks, and we'll see what other adjustments we have to make.
Now you have one big test coming up. This is the Beyonce concert. What are you going to learn from that, and what are you doing differently for that?
Yeah, well, we're used to big. Metro is the special event machine, right? So we just had the Army Parade, World Pride. We do Nats, Caps, Wizards, DC United Spirit. We do that like every single day of the week. So special events are just what we do. While Beyonce's big, and I appreciate the Beehive, July 4th is a much bigger deal on the National Mall. We're going to move hundreds of thousands of people for July 4th festivities and around the region. So she's additive to that. The Nats are additive to that on July 4th. So we're looking forward to having just massive ridership on Friday and encourage people to get out and use Metro and make sure you don't be in a car anywhere near all this traffic.
And then just last thing to wrap things up is, the tips, the apps, and there's a jingle, and is there a way to memorize things easily? I know P is Prince George's County, all those things.
Yeah, best thing for bus is if you're in the district, D is generally downtown, C is crosstown, P, where we are, Prince George's, M, Montgomery, A, Alexandria, Arlington, F, Fairfax, Fairfax City, and Fairfax County. So, it's a good way to really understand the network and where buses are going.
Okay, and then the app is also crucial. Anything else for people?
Metro Pulse is a great way to get real-time information, bus and rail, plus you can do live chat. And if there's some issue going on or you want more information, we can live chat through that. And again, hit us up at our website and all of our social channels as well.
And you won't increase hours yet, right?
Well, we just increased hours.
I mean, for the concert. Sorry.
Well, again, the concert's Friday and Saturday, and we already open till 2 a.m.
Okay.
We have to see how late her concert will go, and if needed, we'll do extended hours on Monday. Again, people that are going to the concert, we're going to make sure you'll be able to get home.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a big deal for this organization. Years of work, planning, it's very sophisticated, complex to do. It feels good for the team to put all this effort into it, and it feels good for the community. We hear about 45,000 comments. Obviously, something this big, we're not going to hit 100% where everyone's happy, but overwhelmingly people in this region are going to get better bus service. And I think it's really important. Everything concentrates on the rail system a lot. The bus system is the backbone of the regional transportation system. We move 400,000 plus people a day. And we want to even move way more people and give them more frequent, reliable service so they know that they can trust us to get where they need to go, whether it's for a job, school, healthcare, you name it. Really exciting for us today.
Yeah, just tell us, I'm from Atlanta originally. When I came here, the bus system was kind of odd numbering system.
Yeah.
Like there were random letters, numbers. It didn't really make sense. So this is kind of unifying a lot of bus services that were kind of absorbed by Metro at one point. Just kept the route names, and now it's kind of a uniform.
Exactly, yeah. It's kind of a hodgepodge that's put together like an old private bus network and streetcar trolleys for decades and decades ago. So now we've